What's up guys, it's Keith, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about whether Bitcoin mining is financially viable in 2019 and what better place to do it than to revisit my chicken coop where I did a video in 2016 entitled Is Bitcoin Mining Financially Viable in 2017? Now, there's a reason that I'm in my chicken coop. As you can see from behind me, I've got some chickens. I've got 7 chickens. Now, the reason I'm here is because these chickens, they lay every day and a half. So between the 7 of them, there's around about, kind of 20 days worth of laying. So 20 times 7, that gives you around about 140 eggs. So 140 eggs, why am I talking about eggs? Well, if I go to buy some eggs, if I was to buy 140 eggs every month, that would cost me 28 euros because they're 20 cents an egg here. But because I have this set up already and I've got my chickens, I've only got to pay for chicken feed, which is around about 12 euros for every 2 weeks. So as a result, it's costing me around about 24 euros. So it cost me 24 euros to get myself 140 eggs rather than buying them for 28 euros. Hardly seems worth it for 4 euros. And the same thing happens with Bitcoin mining, dependent on where you are. See, I'm based in the south of Spain, and here per kilowatt, the average price per kilowatt is around about 15 euro cents, so about 16 US dollar cents. Now, what that means is that it costs me a lot more, and it's less profitable if I want to mine Bitcoin here on the mainline electrics. And the problem isn't just the amount of watts that the miners use, I've also got to cool them and remove the humidity from the air so that the miners don't get damaged. Now, why am I talking about all of this and what am I going to show you right now? Well, I've got some awesome news. Check this out. So right now, this is my mobile chicken coop, and what I can do is, as you look inside here, look, check this out. I've got myself, look at that, 3 eggs. There should be more than that. There should be about 7. But the thing is they don't like the conditions here. And if you can just see here on the floor, they're molting at the moment. They can't do 2 things at once, so they can't molt and lay. However, when I move them to the front garden, they're a lot happier and they lay more regularly. So I get more eggs. So I get more bang for my buck. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. So here I now am in my front garden. That was the back garden a moment ago. And here I've got another set of chickens, and these ones I can move around my garden in optimal conditions so that they're happier, they lay, and actually these ones, not only did they lay, but these ones actually they hatched. So now I'm going to have even more. Now, the reason I'm talking about this and I'm showing you this is because what I've decided that I'm going to do, due to the fact that the electricity cost is so high here in Spain, I've partnered up with a company called Elevate Group, and I've formed a company called MinerBlock. It's a joint venture that I'm doing with them, so they run the whole show. And what they do is they've got premises in an old steel mill in Siberia. Now, because Siberia is quite a cold place and they've got cheap electric where it's only 5.5 cents, it's absolutely much cheaper for me to mine in their facility, but I still own the miners. So how does it work? Well, I buy my miner direct through them and it gets sent straight to them. So they do all the management. They move it around for me, they repair it, they maintain it. If it breaks, I'm sorted. If I was to mine it at home, I wouldn't get the same results. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you now over on Crypto Compare how profitable it would be for me if I was to mine here in Spain using the expensive electric costs. And I'm also going to show you an example of how I invested €500,000, which could have potentially been a much better investment if I had invested in cryptocurrency mining through MinerBlock. So here I am on cryptocompare.com on their mining calculator. I've linked it in the description below. Here you can calculate what your profits would be on a particular miner. Now, the miners that are available on MinerBlock, for example, are these, the InnoSilicon Terminator 350T. Now, the 50T stands for 50 terahash. So the first thing I'm going to do is put 50 here. So let's just assume I bought one of these for myself to mine here in Spain. Now, the cost per kilowatt, as we've just seen, is 16.5 cents. So I put 0.16, this is calculating dollars, 16.5. And the pool fee here would be around about, I don't know, 1%, let's say, because I would, if I was mining for myself, I would then use a pool. Now, here is an electric bill, albeit this is an old electric bill from a while ago. But this shows when the electric cost was like 11 cents a kilowatt. It's now 16 cents a kilowatt, but you get the idea. Now, this is a bill calculated over 43 days. So what I've done is I've taken the 9,200 kilowatts. So if I just get a calculator, 9,200 kilowatts, divide that by 43, times that by 30. So you get my average amount of consumption for 1 month. Now, this was in my house with tumble dryers running pretty much, quite frequently. So that's what was pushing the price up. But it would be about the same for running a mining rig. The prices would be up there. Now, it's pretty high, but I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to go 5,000, right? So if I put 5,000 power consumption, as you can see here, even based on that, I would actually be making a net loss of $57 a month. And that's me actually being conservative with the power consumption. Now, if you head over to Miner Block, this is pretty cool. So this is mined in Siberia. So the cooling is, there is no cooling really needed. They have extraction instead, which I covered on an AMA with the founder of Elevate Group, Amir, which I've linked in the description below as well. Also, you can press the little I, click the I as well, and that will take you to that video. But as you can see here, if you go to the website and scroll down, you can see here that they are currently, it currently costs 5.5 cents per kilowatt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here now. I'm going to change this to 5.5 cents. Now they're actually, sorry, 0.55. There we go. And here, even at 5,000 watts, the profitability would be quite good, because here you go, $338.50. But actually, he's already told me, Amir from Elevate Group has told me that with Miner Block, the power consumption is equal to $3,150. So that puts the profitability per miner before you've paid any service fee, maintenance fee, which is 20% plus 1% to the mining wallet that they use. So including a pool fee, the total fee would be 22. So I'm going to put 22 here. And as you can see, based on those current numbers, it comes in at around about $300 per month. So for me, it completely makes sense to mine at a co-mining facility in Serbia via Miner Block than it does to mine from Spain. And that's what got me to thinking. See, check this out. A couple of years ago, I sold a software company to my business partner, and I invested about $500,000 or €500,000 into some holiday apartments, as well as buying my house. Here are my apartments now on the screen. They're quite nice, as you can see. This is one of them here. This is my red apartment. They've got hot tubs. They've got all the mod cons. They're all done up pretty well. It cost me €150,000. It cost me a further around about, this one was around another 110,000, 120,000 in renovations and furnishings. And this is my other apartment. This one here is just a one bed. You see the hot tub. Again, I'm pointing the hot tub out because of the expenses, and also because they're pretty nice. And as you can see, this is all done up exactly the same. So these are done up quite nicely. The total cost to me was €500,000. Now, if I go to, if I just quickly go to my website here, I'll just show you that what the cost is. So if I just go to my website here, wait for that to load, and you can see what I make from this. Now, I actually don't make a great return on investment on this, because even though we charge quite a lot, so what I do is I'm just going to go here. I'll just put in some random dates. I'm just going to go, I don't know, 1st of August to here, right? Okay, so just to show you something, I'll do 2 adults, right? This is just to show you what the average price per night is. So you can see here, for 5 nights, it is €1,210. So just take that and show you the average price per night is €242 a night. Now, that sounds great, but actually, we probably only book these out for about 4 months of the year solid. So between the 2 apartments, that's around about €484 a day, and that's kind of times 120 days. So that's only around about €60,000 return. Now, it's around about 11% return on investment. But I then have to take off quite a lot of costs that are associated with that. I've got to consider linen, paying the cleaners, paying. We have these welcome hampers. I've got community fees. Each one costs me thousands every year. It's about 4,500 community fees. I actually end up losing around about 50% of my outgoings. Or out of my profit from the outgoing. So I end up actually with only 30,000 a year. So that's not much. It's only 2,420 euros a year from the 2 apartments that I've invested in as a holiday let business. Now, let me just show you something. So I'm going to go to xe.com. So if you just go to xe.com, and I will show you what roughly that would have been when I invested. So it was €500,000. So in US dollars, it would have cost, I would have had around about 560,000 US dollars. Now, per miner, it's around about $3,200 from miner block. If you buy in bulk, it's around about 3,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to my calculator, just put in the maximum amount, and I'm going to divide it by 3,000. Okay, so that would mean I would have been able to have invested instead of in 186 miners. Now, with each miner earning me around about $300 net a month, that would be earning me, with the current price of Bitcoin, that would be actually earning me 4.3 Bitcoins a month. Now, 4.3 Bitcoins a month over a period of the lifetime of the miner, let's say 36 months, so 3 years lifetime of the miner. And this is worth considering because obviously with a property, I do also have the I've got capital. You know, I've got a property that I can sell at the end of it. At the end of the day, I haven't spent that $500,000. But what would I make over 36 months? Well, I would make 155 Bitcoins, which is pretty good over 36 months. 155 Bitcoins at the current price of 13,000 is actually $2 million. Now, that means that it wouldn't matter that I've lost my initial capital investment on the miners. They would have more than paid for themselves on the current prices. And we've got the halvening coming up. Now, this is where the block rewards half. So at the moment, it's 12.5 Bitcoins for each block that is mined. That's going to change around about May next year to 6.25 Bitcoins per block. Now, what do you think that's going to do to the price? Well, let's just assume it doubles the price of Bitcoin. So no massive moonshoots here. We're talking $26,000 a coin potential. And bearing in mind as well, you know, I'm calculating 3 years here based on 2-year price growth. But just times 2, the current value, would mean I would have made $4 million investing in mining via miner block in a separate co-mined facility where the costs are affordable. So you can see why this is an attractive proposition. Now, look, you do have to consider that there are going to always be certain elements that could affect it. For example, there could be a bear market. So, after all, you know, if I've only got 155 Bitcoins, let's say, and it goes back down to $3,000 again, well, I'd only make $465,000 over 3 years. That means I'd be at a $100,000 loss from my initial investment. So you do have to bear in mind, but it's all relative. What price do you think Bitcoin will be? Personally, I think Bitcoin will be close to it in 3 years' time. And if you held it all, I think that Bitcoin could be worth a hell of a lot more. But if we take the average price, like I did a moment ago, of that, and it gave you 4 million, just divide that by 36 months, that would mean an average income of 111,000 a month instead of 2,500 euros average income a month. So, if you want to check out MinerBlock, this is something, it is a joint venture. I am on the team. If you go to the website, click team, you can see my shiny, bold head standing by my pool. I've actually got no trousers on that video, but it looks good and professional. And this is quite easy to sign up. You sign up, click register. You can then order the miners there. Now, the miners have a kind of 4 to 6 week lead time, and they get sold in batches. So if you ordered today, you'd be somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks before it goes online and starts mining you those profits.
So let me know what you think of this video in the comments below. If you want to check out Miner Block, it would be good to have you on board. I'm going to be doing a video once my miner is online. I have ordered one. I am going to get it online in the next couple of weeks. And if you want to join the chat, please click the link below that takes you to our Miner Block Telegram group, which is specifically dedicated to mining if you want to ask us any questions about what is involved. So, is Bitcoin mining financially viable now in 2019? Personally, I would say absolutely yes, but as with any investment, always do your own research, and also things like mining difficulty, halving price, market conditions can affect your return on investment. So don't take that $300 a month as a fixed cost. It can go up, it can go down, but you do get paid daily in Bitcoin to whatever address that you want, and it's a nice and easy maintenance-free way of earning a passive income from your Bitcoin investment. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you mining? I'd love to hear about your setups below and also your costs below and what you take home and the countries that you are in. So please let me know in the description below because it's really good to know. And if you like the content, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, hit the notifications bell, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace.